This can't be. Fancy Pants gazed at the divorce papers with a cold, dead stare. He couldn't believe it. That was the last straw for her. What time was? He looked out the window. Afternoon? How long had he been asleep? So many questions he couldn't find. Unless... Soupçon bon appétit, Claire called from the kitchen. Fancy heard footsteps coming in his direction and quickly hid the mail in a potted plant. What are you doing, silly? Leaving so soon? I know it's the afternoon, but there's no rule that says you can't have breakfast for dinner. You haven't tried these pancakes yet. They're my own recipe. Fleur continued to talk about her breakfast, while Fancy tried to wrap his head around everything. Why was she so casual about this? He just cheated on his wife, and with her, and she's acting like she is his wife. What in the hay is going on? He started sweating profusely and hyperventilating. He could feel his pulse speed up rapidly. He needed to get out of there. He quickly grabbed the mail and dashed out the door towards his favorite cafe to clear his head. He couldn't hear Fleur calling to him from a distance, but he didn't look back. He couldn't. All he could do was keep moving. Down the long hallway to a series of staircases leading to the lobby and eventually the front door of the building. He continued to run down the street towards the cafe when he saw her. He could see his own soon-to-be ex-wife weeping on all 5 of her friends. Fancy had also noticed Rarity was on one of her trademark fainting couches. What a drama queen. Fancy thought to himself as he rolled his eyes in disgust. So disgraceful. He crouched down and snuck past so she couldn't see him and shrubs along the street. He wasn't ready to face her. Not yet. He soon arrived at the Equestria wide famous Bean Cafe, home to the beautiful bean cappuccino. He ordered one and sat down. As it was his favorite, he took out the divorce papers and read through them carefully. Nothing unusual. 50-50 split of the profits and possessions. Of course, Rarity keeps her cat and her boutiques with all her necessary supplies, which leaves Fancy with his own apartment. He knew there'd be a catch. At least, he still got some bits and gems out of this. He could fix it all up and sell it for way more than it's worth. He is Fancy Pants after all. He was the best in all of Equestria. That in fact, apart from anything else, could make anything worth it. Was. He now realized that once he and Rarity started bickering more and more, his business started to drown. He doubts any point would buy something of his now. Everybody probably thinks they've seen the real Fancy Pants and they don't like it. They probably hate him now. He used to be one of the greatest ponies in all of Manhattan. Maybe even in all of Equestria. He used to be the kind of pony every pony should know. He used to feel wanted, but now he's all alone. The sound of the coffee mug hitting the wooden table interrupted Fancy's thoughts. Enjoy cappuccinos, sir, waitress said before trotting away, leaving him with his thoughts and his well-brewed hot beverage. He took a sip. Warmth melted his insides and instantly made him feel better. The taste of the creamy caramel drizzle on top of the cool whipped cream wasn't too bad. For a second, it seemed as if all his problems melted away. He even gave a weak smile. But alas, all his problems came crashing back to him, leaving him with an empty feeling inside, the feeling of despair. His smile quickly faded. He had a feeling that this feeling wouldn't be going away anytime soon. All he could do was sit and think, take a sip, then think some more. How could he let himself sink this low? How could he let himself hit rock bottom? How could he ruin his own life? All I could think about was that moment with his children. What about Gemstone and Royal? He must be terribly distraught after the incident. And what about the divorce? He scanned the papers once more. He will have the kids every other week. Granted, he pays child support. He knew what this meant. He'd have to get back to work very soon. Then it hit him. Fleur is still in my apartment waiting with afternoon breakfast. As soon as he got back to his apartment, he saw Fleur on his couch taking a little nap. Breakfast was still on the tray and the coffee table in the living room in forever. Partially eaten, she must have fallen asleep while she was eating, alone. She looked like she had been crying. She started to wake up. Fancy? Is that you? Fleur said drearily, looking at him through droopy eyelids. I had the weirdest dream that you were in it. I dreamt I woke up next to you and made you breakfast, and you ran out on me. She paused once. She saw the breakfast on the table. Wait, it wasn't a dream, was it? She sounded sincere. I'm afraid not, Fancy replied with a half smile and an awkward expression on his face. So, do you know or remember what exactly happened last night? Fancy asked him more nervously. I'm not sure. I think you came into my house in the middle of the night crying about the fight you nearly had. You were pretty out of it. I might explain those bottles on the ground. She pointed to the empty wine bottle skewered on the corner of the room. Fancy blushed a bit and gave a nervous laugh. Then you told me you didn't want to be alone. Right now, and you wanted me to come back here and tuck you in your bed. So I did. But it was so late, I didn't want to go all the way back home, so I called Trent to explain the situation, and I stayed here for the night. I tried sleeping on the couch, but it was too uncomfortable. And you were already passed out in bed, so I thought you wouldn't mind if I snuck in there with you to get some rest. I should have guessed you wouldn't remember, and waking up next to your ex after having a fight with your wife seemed a little suspicious. She gave a nervous laugh this time. Sorry, I should have asked you if you knew what was going on, Fleur said apologetically. She seems to be telling the truth. I guess nothing actually happened last night, Fancy said to herself. He was relieved he didn't cheat on his wife, so that he didn't have a dirty conscience. Although, he kind of wished he did, just to get back at her for kicking him out of the house. Maybe I deserved it, he thought to himself once more. He sat down next to Fleur and started eating the breakfast she prepared. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have jumped to conclusions so as quick as I did. I see what happened in the first place. It's just you were acting so normal in life, like this morning, like when we were dating. It frightened me, I guess. Took a bite of a pancake. Anyways, my apologies. You must went back to trend. I won't stand in your way. It was seen. Nice seeing you again, Fleur. Nice seeing you, Fancy. She gave him a peck on the cheek, and out the door she went. Hey guys, Embers here. Everyone seemed to enjoy part 1, maybe, so I decided to make a part 2. It was a good idea. I hope you guys enjoy this stay here, and stay tuned for more epic stories and art, and narrations.